Hello guys, it's been a while since I did my first and second vlog and feeling ko napapaisip kayo, paano kaya nakapunta tong si Charles sa UK? So in this vlog, I will break down how I landed a job here in the UK as a Pinoy CPA and ano yung mga ginawa ko to be able to work here. Just a little background, so I started working in SGV, so it's Sisip Gores Velayo and Company. And then I moved to EY UK in December 2021. So that's almost 5 years since I joined SGV. So that's in December 2015. And then I transferred to PKF Little John after almost 3 years in EY UK. So hindi ko na i-explain yung pag-transfer ko from EY to PKF, but I might in another vlog. So going to the main purpose of this vlog, iniisip ko, what if itanong natin kay ChatGPT how to land a job as a Philippine CPA in the UK. Try lang natin if anong sasabihin ni ChatGPT bilang we are in the age of AI. So sabi niya, may 10 steps daw. So na-search ko na siya before I started this vlog. So may 10 steps daw in order to land a job in the UK. So what I'll do is I will align kung ginawa ko ba yung step na yun and if applicable ba siya sa lahat or what. So itong first, second, and third step is similar lang. The first one is understand UK recognition of overseas qualifications, recognition with UK accounting bodies, and assess whether you need to take additional qualifications or examinations. So those are 3 steps. So first yung dapat tandaan is hindi automatic yung license natin as a CPA in the UK. So in the UK, ang recognized qualifications lang are ACCA, ICAAW or ACA, so that means Associate Chartered Accountant, and CIMA or CIMA. Feeling ko na miss out ni ChatGPT yung ICAS or CA, Chartered Accountant, but that's also applicable for UK. During my time, hindi na ako ni-require ng previous employer ko ni EY ng any of these qualifications because in the requirement is either ACCA, ACA, or equivalent. So, in the UK, kapag qualified accountant ka naman, pwede na din nilang i-accept yun. Since yung CPA license is almost similar lang naman din siya sa ACCA, ACA, and so on. So, kailangan nilang i-surrender yung license. That's what happened to me. So, I just submitted like proof na CPA ako dito sa Pinas. So nire-require nila usually yung certificate that you are a CPA. So this is the fourth step, which is usually a no-brainer. Work visa requirements. So tatanungin niyo siguro, Charles, anong visa ang required ng mga companies sa UK kapag mag-apply ako? So maraming types of visa dito sa UK. May tourist visa, spouse and partner visa, investor, entrepreneur visa. But yung mag-apply lang talaga, if you're planning to work in the UK, is skilled worker visa. So sabi ni ChatGPT, bago ka makakuha nitong visa, is kailangan mo ng 4 requirements. So first one is job offer, next is salary requirements, next is English proficiency, and the next is application process. So yung first, yung job offer, critical yon since hindi ka makakapag-apply talaga ng skilled worker visa without it. Itong salary requirements, this is a recent one kasi nagpalit ng regulations for immigrants last October 2023. So they changed their policy regarding migrants so that they can apply skilled worker visa but a minimum of £26,200 annually. So, per year, per annum na sweldo. So, this applies to all individuals who are aiming to apply for skilled worker visa. So, the next one is English proficiency. So, obviously, since the UK is an English-speaking country, you need to be able to show proof that you are able to communicate in English. So, English proficiency, so when I did mine is I took up IELTS. So that's an exam. So it's a combination of speaking, writing, reading. So, ang requirement ni UK government for you to be able to pass your skilled worker visa is you need a score of 4 for each. I can't remember if it's 4 average or 4 for each competency. So, like I said, meron yan na speaking, writing, and reading. So, check nyo na lang sa IELTS site, or hindi lang naman IELTS yung pwede nyo kunin for English proficiency. Meron ding TOEFL. So, TOEFL. And then the last one, I think, application process. Ito yung sinasabi ko na sponsorship. So, you need a certificate of sponsorship which is granted by your employer in the UK. So, once you get a job offer, they will process it for you. So, itong si fifth step. So, gain UK accounting experience if necessary. So, if makita nyo dun sa mga sites ng UK auditing firms, meron silang options for either students or experienced hires. So, yung students na portion, usually applicable lang yun sa mga locals. Since usually nag-hire sila from either school leavers or graduates sa UK. So, I will not dwell into much detail dun sa mga yun. Kasi, usually, ang hina-hire ng mga UK auditing firms is experienced hire, either locally or internationally. So, nung time ko, doon ako nag-fall sa experienced hire since I worked in SGB for 3 years. No, actually 5 years. And, hinire nila ako based on sa competency ko and experience that I've been auditing for 5 years. Critical na merong experience sa audit before you can apply for an audit role in the UK. So, I will dwell more into the 6th and the 7th step because more relevant tong experience. So, job search. So, the 6th step is job search and the 7th step is prepare for the UK job market. So, sabi ulit ni ChatGPT, so, you'll need to look for job, obviously. So, during my time, so when I was in SGB, nag-apply ako through EY Careers. So, si SGB kasi is part of EY Network firm. So, when I say EY Network firm, ginagamit niya yung SGB yung brand ni EY, and obviously yung mga intellectual property and so on. So, since part ng network firm, so nag-adapt yung or nag-same yung methodology. So, mas madali ka ma-hire, I think, kapag galing ka dun sa same network firm. So, since si SGB nga is part of the network firm, so, na-access ko yung EY Careers. So, during my time, dun ako nagpasa ng CV. And in-applyin ko lang yung role na audit senior in London. So, specific yun. And then, yun. So, I just processed that application when I got, when I was screened, got an interview and so on. So, nung time ko sa SGB, so I think this is why it's, I also landed that job in the UK is because I was offered a secondment. So, I used that somehow as a stepping stone so that I can land a job in the UK. So, dun sa prepare for the UK job market, this is where your CV falls into place as well as preparing for interviews. So, yung CV, it's very important kasi dun mo ma-highlight yung experience mo. When I applied for the role in the UK, so I've laid out my CV in a way that I have a professional bio. So when I say professional bio, just mention your name, a summary of the qualifications that you have, that you're a CPA, the main industries that you worked on, and then you also mention what you're very good at, highlight your competencies and so forth. But don't explain too much. because usually it's a brief summary, or it's just a summary of who you are as a professional. You can include that at the beginning of your CV. And then obviously you'll need to put your roles and responsibilities, same as what you're applying for in the UK. So I did apply as an audit senior in London, so I've included all the roles and responsibilities as an audit senior when I was in SGV. Basically, you can use the LinkedIn as a template because you will find that there will be the professional bio or summary, your roles and responsibilities, your the positions that you've had before. So I think it's a very good guide, but you need to get your CV as comprehensive as possible but concise. So when I submitted my CV, it's a 2-pager. So in the first page, you have your professional bio, your email, your contact, etc. A bit of your roles and responsibilities going to the second page, and then the industries I've worked on, my qualifications. So I just put my qualifications and where I've graduated college. So that's it, full stop. I did not include anything about my high school or my elementary because it's not usually important when you're applying for an experienced role, right? So that's what I did for my CV. The next step is obviously interviews. You need to search for the common interview questions, as what ChatGPT is also suggesting. Like, you'll need to prepare your response, practice your response, how your experience translates to the UK accounting landscape. So if I'm going to explain briefly ano yung mga interview questions, so it usually is broken down into either technical or behavioral. So when I say technical, ano yung competency mo as an auditor and an accountant. So ano yung knowledge mo about accounting standards, ano yung knowledge mo about audit methodology, so anong gagawin mo pag may ganitong issue, and so on. And when it comes to behavioral, it's usually situational. So ano yung magiging response mo, paano mo i-handle yung situations, paano ka mag-work, how do you handle staff, etc. So those kinds of questions, usually you can search about it in the internet. There's plenty of resources in the internet to get you briefed on what to expect during interview, but that's usually how it is. So you'll just need to be prepared as much as possible. Don't go to an interview unprepared. That's a no-no. So kailangan kapag mag-interview ka, dapat ready ka. And then usually bago ka mag-jump dun sa interview, you need to review your CV. Because most likely, yung mga tanong ng interviewer sa'yo will come from the CV. So, I think the last 3 steps are not as important as the 7 steps that we've just discussed. So the 8th is consider the cost of living in the UK. 9th, start building your profile for UK clients or employers. And 10th is legal and regulatory compliance. So yung consider cost of living in the UK, magkaiba ang cost of living in the Philippines at sa UK. In the UK, ang pinakamalaking chunk ng expenditure is rent. So I will not dwell into too much detail about cost of living in the UK, but what I would like to point out is yung salary in the UK will be very much higher compared to Philippine salary, but mahal ang cost of living in the UK, especially in London where I applied for the job, and I lived in London as well. You can find information about UK cost of living in the internet, and it's very much available. You can just compare and see ano yung pinagkaiba ni Philippines and UK. So, to wrap it up, there are several steps before makapunta ang isang Pinoy CPA sa UK. But my main takeaway is to gain experience in the Philippines. So I'm not encouraging everyone to apply in the UK. So it's an option. Obviously, in the Philippines, we have demand for CPAs as well. So, I mean, what I'm trying to say is, it depends on what you wanted. It depends on how you want to advance your career growth. So one of the main purpose of why I wanted to move to the UK is gusto ko lang ng experience sa mga ibang industries. So, for example, in the UK, may experience mo mag-audit ng mga technological companies, mga research pharmaceutical companies, which you will not be able to do in the Philippines because medyo onti yung types of industries in the Philippines. And then I would want to work with individuals in other countries because that's one of my main dreams, to be able to mingle with different cultures, makipaghalubilo sa like working with the locals. That's it, guys. I hope nakatulong tong vlog na to sa inyo, to anyone who's wanting to pursue a career in the UK. Thanks for watching this video, guys. See you in my next one.